In a world that never stops talking, silence is the rarest sound. We live surrounded by noise, opinions, arguments, constant scrolling, endless distraction. Everyone is trying to be heard. Everyone is fighting to be seen. But there's another kind of strength. It's not loud. It's not aggressive. It doesn't need validation. It's the quiet kind. The kind that comes from being completely at peace with yourself. Today, we explore that strength. The kind that doesn't shout, doesn't demand, doesn't perform. The kind that simply is. This is the power of silence. The noise of the world. Noise is everywhere. We wake up to it. We fall asleep with it. Noise from people, from screens, from our own thoughts. We've been conditioned to believe that silence means something's missing. We've forgotten that silence is full of clarity, truth, and awareness. When you stop talking, you start listening. Not to others, but to yourself. And that's when things begin to change. Most people fear silence because it reveals the truth. It strips away the mask. It shows you who you really are, without the noise, without the audience. That's why silence feels heavy, because it carries truth. But if you can sit in that truth without running away, you'll find something rare, peace that cannot be shaken by the world. Silence isn't emptiness, it's potential. It's the raw material of transformation. Facing yourself. In silence, there's nowhere to hide. No excuses, no distractions, just you and the thoughts you've been avoiding. When you sit alone long enough, you begin to hear the echoes of your own soul. They whisper truths you've ignored. They remind you of the promises you broke to yourself. This is why silence is uncomfortable. It's a mirror. It shows you the parts of yourself that you've buried under noise. But those who dare to face that mirror grow. When you stop running, you start healing. When you listen instead of react, you start understanding. Silence is the doorway between chaos and clarity, and the one who can walk through it becomes unstoppable. You don't find strength in talking. You find it in sitting still when your mind screams to escape, and you simply breathe and stay. That's real courage. Why the strong choose silence. The world celebrates noise, opinions, arguments, attention. But true power doesn't perform. It doesn't need the stage. The strongest men and women aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who listen, who act quietly, who move in silence and let results speak for them. When you master silence, you master emotion. You no longer react, you respond. You no longer get dragged by chaos, you create calm within it. Silence teaches patience. It builds discipline, and discipline builds power. Because in silence, you learn that not everything deserves your energy. Not every insult needs a response. Not every battle is worth fighting. You rise above. And when you rise above, the world can't reach you. Silence is control, not of others, but of yourself. And self-control is the foundation of strength. The art of stillness. Stillness is not inaction, it's deliberate calm. In a storm, trees with deep roots don't fight the wind. They bend, then rise again. That's what silence does for the soul. It anchors you. When you cultivate stillness, you stop being reactive. You stop chasing every thought, every feeling, every urge. You learn to observe them, like clouds passing by. And slowly, something magical happens. You realize you are not your noise. You are the space beneath it. You are the silence in between. That silence, that stillness, it becomes your superpower. It gives you clarity in chaos. It gives you strength in weakness. It gives you peace in war. Turning silence into power. Silence isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing things with awareness. When you speak, your words have weight. When you act, your moves have meaning. When you rest, your rest becomes renewal. Powerful people are not those who speak first, but those who wait, observe, and then speak truth with precision. Silence trains your focus. It sharpens your intuition. It connects you to something deeper than thought, your inner voice. Every great creator, leader, and philosopher had moments of silence, moments where they withdrew, not to escape, but to recharge. That's where vision is born, in the quiet, in the unseen, in the moments when the world forgets you and you finally meet yourself. The world doesn't understand silence. It mistakes it for weakness. But when you master it, the world starts to listen, living the quiet power. To live a life of quiet power means to choose peace over validation, to speak less and do more, to lead without announcing, to love without conditions, to grow without applause. You don't need to prove yourself when you know yourself, and you can't know yourself until you've learned to be still. Silence doesn't make you invisible, it makes you invincible. Because when the world can't shake your peace, you've already won. So choose silence. Let it guide your thoughts. Let it heal your heart. Let it build your strength from within. In time, you'll realize you never lost your voice. You just learned when it's truly worth using. Silence is not the absence of sound. It's the presence of awareness. It's the calm between the storms, the eye that never moves. Remember this, you don't have to shout to be powerful. You don't have to prove to be worthy. You don't have to be seen to be strong. The quiet ones, the ones who walk with peace in a noisy world. They are the true warriors. So be still, be quiet, and let your silence speak. This was the power of silence.